Good afternoon. Thank you guys for joining us for CTC's transfer session with Texas A&M Central Texas. This session today is about our College of Business Administration, and I will start off talking about our university and the application process and requirements. And then I will be handing it over to my colleague, our academic advisor, Ms. Carla Williams. So let's get started. Alrighty. So again, this session is our College of Business Administration, and it'll share information how to transfer over into our university and information that you would need to know regarding our College of Business Administration as well. A little bit about our university. We are strictly a transfer university. We provide classes for our junior and senior level for you achieving your bachelor's degree. So basically, we specialize in transfer students, and we have several resources to assist you when transferring into our university, which I will touch on that in a bit here shortly. But we are about half 50% military affiliated. We specialize in having veteran and military department to assist you guys who are affiliated with the military and any benefits that you would be eligible for, applying for those benefits and being able to utilize them here at the university as well. Um, we are a small university. We have roughly about 2,500 students here on campus. And with that, our student faculty ratio is about 15 to 1. So, what that means for you is you will be able to have that connection with your professor. Your professor will know who you are, your career goals that you're wanting to achieve. After graduating from the university. So it's a great plus to be able to have that intimate, small setting as far as class wise. We have 30 degree programs that we offer, and out of the 30, we actually now have 17 that are completely 100% online. So this allows you to have that flexibility when traveling, if you end up moving, but also if you plan on joining the military after completing with CTC, you will be able, or if you're with the military now, you would be able to continue your education and getting your bachelor's degree with us. So that is a great benefit, but also know that those classes that are 100% online, we have them available for you to be able to attend in the classroom setting as well if you wish to do so. So, as I mentioned in the beginning, we specialize in transfer resources for you guys. A huge new program that is very beneficial is Transfer Central. This program was created especially for use. Attending at CTC, we definitely want to make sure that you guys are aware of different degree plans that we offer, but basically how it can be personalized towards you specifically. So it is a free program. You would receive a university email and you will receive invites to all of our events that we have. You'll be able to receive priority registration once you're admitted into the university. And then you also will have access to your very own admissions counselor, like myself, and also our financial aid advisors as well. So, as far as our university and paying for college, we are the second most affordable public university in the state of Texas. We're able to do so with different programs that we offer. The first one that you see here is Warrior Guarantee. This is basically locking in your tuition. Once you're admitted into the university, you would be locked into a tuition rate. That means that, say, the following year, like most universities, how that tuition rate may increase, it will not with us. So that's a huge plus when attending our university, knowing that that tuition rate is locked in. You can plan ahead and be able to know what you're looking at in the future with future cost for tuition and fees. The second is one of my favorite. This bachelor bonus. This is a way to be able to take a full load for the semester, which is traditionally 12 credit hours. And if you're looking to basically take on an additional class, then basically we would cover that class. So your tuition, you would be looking at the 12 semester credit hours. And then say if you take on additional class, that would be 15, we would cover the cost for that additional class. That's a great way to be able to achieve getting your bachelor's degree quicker and saving you lots of money in return. So, and then lastly, we have Central Texas Promise, which is basically just making you aware that if your adjusted gross income is 40,000 or less, then you would be able to attend our university. Tuition and fees would basically be covered. So you would have to apply for FAFSA, so that's a key point. But after you're eligible for the FAFSA benefits, then you would be able to look at attending again free of cost for your tuition and fees. And then lastly, I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that we have several internal scholarships that we offer. We have roughly 32, and our scholarships are one that you can apply for several times while attending. So basically, you would apply per semester instead of per year. And if you qualify for the scholarship, you would be eligible to apply again the next semester. So it's not where a situation where basically if you applied one time, that's a one-time deal. So I cannot stress how important that is. Our financial aid advisors would be able to speak more on how you would be eligible for those scholarships, but very key to, again, helping you guys save money while getting that high quality education. So our admissions requirements, you have to have a minimum of 2.0 transfer GPA and a minimum of 30 academic transfer credits. You also must be eligible to return to all previously attended institutions. So just a key note, any applicants pursuing applied science or aviation science degree may meet this requirement utilizing select workforce education credits and approved associate of applied science. So just want to make sure that you guys are aware. Again, it is a minimum of 30 academic transfer credits, but if you have more, that's great. But that's all that would be required with that 2.0 GPA. So our application process is fairly simple. You would submit your application through now goapplytexas.org. For our spring 2022 applicants, you were able to apply through applytexas.org, and then they recently changed for our summer and fall 2022 applicants through Go Apply Texas. We do have a $30 application fee that currently we are not applying at this time, so I would highly take advantage of applying now. And then you would be required to turn in all previously attended institutions transcripts. We do require the official transcripts. So at this time, I would like to hand it over to Ms. Carla Williams so that she can speak to you guys about our College of Business Administration.
Thank you very much, Natisha, and good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I am Carla, one of two advisors, academic advisors here within the College of Business Administration. And I first wanted to show, or I'm sorry, have you meet our College of Business Administration, which I put COBA. Once you're in with the family here, you learn the lingo, and we consider ourselves COBA. College of Business Administration, but I wanted you to see the faculty. Our college is divided. We have three departments. There's management and networking, accounting, finance, and economics, and then computer science / computer information systems. So I just wanted to show you our faculty. They have degrees from all over, not only Texas, but the United States. They're very knowledgeable and passionate about the programs that they're in and the classes that they teach. And Natisha had mentioned in her had shown in the first slide that we are a small university, around 2,500 students. COBA has probably close to 1,000 students. So when you divide that up between the classes, that ratio is small, between student population and the instructor. And so you really do get to know these people very well, and they're not scary. I guess that's the whole point of this, to show that they're just diverse and just good people. There are 3 instructors where you see a star. These are the department heads. So these are going to be individuals that you might be dealing with for a variety of reasons. Namely, maybe even getting a reference should you decide to go to grad school or anything. But the first one, the gentleman on the left, is Dr. Almond, and those 4 instructors there are within our management and marketing department. And then the gentleman in the middle is Dr. Robert Tennant. Those are our accounting and finance instructors. And finally, the lady on the far right is Dr. Anitha Chenamaneni, and those are our computer science gurus. So just wanted you to take a look at our awesome faculty. So right now you are pursuing an associate's degree, whether it's Associate of Science or Associate of Arts, or maybe an Associate of Applied Arts and Science degree. And you're thinking, some of you might have determined already what you want to do with your life and what job you want. Some are still thinking about it, and some might be in a job where you want a change, a career change, or maybe a promotion. And it varies. I just want to point out that whether it's management or HR, or since we're near Fort Hood, you're in logistics, or for our geeks, IT, any type of analytics type profession or job that you're looking at, or you want to sit in for the CPA at some point, you want to be an accountant, all those business degrees. A bachelor degree can bring you to your goal, and have it so that when you apply for that job or apply for that promotion, you just get that confirmation that you got it, you've got the job or whatever. So if you're looking for those type of careers, then this is the college within Texas A&M Central Texas that you would want to apply to. So what degrees do we offer? We offer three bachelor's degrees: the Bachelor of Business Administration, a Bachelor of Science, and a Bachelor of Applied Arts and Science, which goes hand in hand for those of you who might be pursuing an Associate of Applied Arts and Science. So within the Bachelor of Business Administration degrees, BBAs as we call them, we have accounting, finance, management, human resources management, marketing, and then within our computer information systems, there you can narrow it down into business analytics, cybersecurity, management and networking, and software engineering and database design, and even no concentration if you wanted to go that route. Within our Bachelor of Science degrees, it's more limited. It's just basically a computer information systems degree, which includes those same 5 concentrations that I mentioned, and then also computer science. Then for our BAS degrees, or our Bachelor of Applied Arts and Science degrees, we have business, which within that degree, it gets narrowed down into concentrations as well, to include accounting, finance, management, human resources management, marketing, or computer information systems. And then we have a general one for those that don't want an emphasis. And then we have the IT degree, which is really popular with students coming from CTC that have completed the AAS cybersecurity degree or any of the number of information systems degrees that they offer that are AAS. And you can get a concentration with that, cybersecurity, management and networking, or software engineering and database design. I want to mention that when I say the emphases or concentrations, that is not extra. Your bachelor's degree is still going to be 120 credits. Those are just classes that are within your degree plan. So it's not a minor or anything. You would be getting a bachelor's degree with that little special concentration or emphasis, which hopefully would be what interests you. And it just looks good on a resume when you go to market yourself. You know, I got a BAS degree in HR, you know, or whatever. And again, we just have those tailored for students according to what they're interested in or what they feel will be helpful for them when they go on their job search. Starting this semester, fall 2021, we now offer micro-credentials. And again, that is not something extra. The micro-credential options are classes within that you can get either in accounting, finance, business analytics and intelligence, cybersecurity, project management, or supply chain management. So each of those micro-credentials, they are not standalone. They all consist of 3 classes or 9 credits. And where those fit in is on degrees that have electives. So normally in the past, students would have, you know, electives, and they could just choose, I don't want to say random electives, because a lot of times they choose classes that are interesting to them. However, I've indicated on here, if you see a little asterisk on there, those are degrees that have electives at least 9 hours, if not more, where if any of those micro-credentials interested you, we would provide the, you know, the course sequence, the 3 classes that you would need to take for 9 hours. And then you could graduate, let's say, with a BBA in management with a micro-credential in project management or financial analysis or whatever interests you. So yeah, it's just something else again to better market yourself. When it comes to online, pretty much all of the degrees you see here are online are offered online, with the exception of the computer information systems degrees, and that's both the BBA and the Bachelor of Science, where there is a specific concentration. So basically the BBA computer information systems with no concentration, or the Bachelors of Science computer information systems, no concentration, those are online, as is our Bachelor of Science Computer Science. But if you are interested in business analytics or cybersecurity, any of those specific concentrations, those do have classes that are suited more to take here on campus with a faculty in the computer lab. So those, if you wanted that particular degree, just be aware that there would be face-to-face classes that you would have to take. And just to plant a little seed, I don't have it on the slide, but once you complete, because I know you're working on your associate's degree right now, but once you complete your bachelor's degree, any one of these degrees could be used if you wanted to pursue our Master's of Business Administration, and which is an all-around business graduate degree. We also have our Master's of Science in Leadership for Sustainability, which is a management degree. And then we have a Master's of Science in Accounting, and then a Master's of Science in Information Systems. So just so that you know, you could finish either one of these bachelor's degrees and then continue on for your master's if that's something that interests you. And there is our contact information. You're welcome to follow us, the College of Business Administration, on LinkedIn or Instagram. Find out about events that are being held. My contact information, as well as our other academic advisor, Caleb Griffin. Our phone and email is there. Our assistant dean's information is there. For any of you who are familiar with our campus, the College of Business Administration, to include the Office of the Dean and the advisors, are in Founders Hall, which is the building where the flagpoles are in front. We are up on the third floor, Suite 318. And we're here Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And I did include a QR code if any of you are interested in scheduling an appointment to talk with us and get a degree audit and say, hey, I'm at CTC and this is what I've completed so far. How does this fit into a bachelor's degree with us? By all means, schedule an appointment, and either myself or Caleb would be very happy to talk to you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Carla. Do we have any questions that were being asked for Ms. Carla?
There are no questions on the Facebook end.
Okay. Well, I have one question for you before we let you go, Ms. Carla. When you mentioned the different programs, and I noticed some of them were listed in different sections for the BBA and then for the Bachelor of Arts and Sciences. Can you tell us what the difference is from making that decision?
Can you go back to that slide, please?
Sure. Sorry, I sure can.
When you guys are done, I had a question as well.
Great. Oh,
okay.
I went too far. There we go.
Oh, no, was it this one or the other one? Okay, this one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration, that degree goes hand in hand with someone who's completed an Associate of Science or an Associate of Arts degree, who has taken what we call academic classes. The 60 credits that you would have completed to get your associate's degree should, in theory, be applied towards those BBA degrees. On the far right of the slide, those BASS, Bachelor of Applied Arts and Science, specifically the business degree, which comes with those concentrations, accounting, finance, management. Those students will have completed an Associate of Applied Arts and Science degree. Those classes are considered, especially if you've done the business administration one, or I'm sorry, I think it is called business administration, or maybe that's the Associate of Science and Business Administration. But if you've taken HRPO classes or BUSG classes, those are considered technical. They would not go towards a BBA, but they would go towards a BASS degree. So that's how you would differentiate whether you would go for the BBA or the BASS. If you're on the Associate of Science of Business Administration, the BBA is more tailored for you. You wouldn't have any of those technical classes for the BASS degree. And now that I thought about it, military students do tend to apply and pursue BASS degrees because we utilize credits off their joint service member transcript. Those classes are considered technical, and they can be applied towards a BASS degree. So going back to your question, a student who is on that accounting certificate where you take ACNT classes, those would be applied to our BASS business with the accounting concentration, as opposed to the BBA accounting degree. That's the difference between the two.
I see. That's very, very helpful information. Thank you. I'm sorry, Richard, your question?
No, that was actually a good question too, because I never knew that that's how that worked. You know, I'm getting a lot of stuff from this. So I did have a whole bunch of questions, but honestly, you answered a lot of them, like as your presentation went on. But I do recall you talking about the concentrations and like the little micro credential thing.
Yes.
I don't remember if you elaborated too much on the majors and minors, because a lot of students at the associate's level ask us about that for our school. Like, hey, can I minor in this or that? And we don't necessarily do that. But I'm actually a previous Texas A&M alumni, or not. Well, I am Texas A&M alumni. I was a previous Texas A&M student. I actually graduated with the College of Business as well. So I did my bachelor's in business administration, and I majored in management, and I minored in marketing.
Okay.
So like I know I had to be strategic about the classes I took. Same way with the micro credential. But would you mind just touching on that a little bit?
Okay, so is your question specifically about the minors or
Well,
the,
basically, how does the majors and the minors work, and it's like how to be strategic about selecting your classes to make sure you can get that on your actual record.
okay. So your major is the field of discipline that's the majority of your classes are going to consist of. So in your case, your major was management.
Hmm.
The minor is a secondary discipline. So it is 18 hours of extra classes. Although, having said that, some classes will double dip. Like, for example, on a business degree, a BBA, you have to take marketing 3301.
Hmm.
So that is a required class. But if you chose the marketing minor, it would also count towards your minor. So instead of taking 18 credits, now you're down to 15 because you already got 3 credits from that one required marketing class.
For sure.
So that would be, uh, and you brought up you majored in management, minored in marketing. Someone
Yeah.
who majored in accounting might minor in finance.
Mm.
Um, Someone who majors in HR might minor in accounting or finance. And
Yeah.
that's just so that they can have not only that core major where they're taking 20 something credits of that discipline, they can supplement it. So minors are supplemental academic disciplines for the degree. The
Hmm.
micro credentials are just 3 classes or 9 hours, which serve as you take in lieu of an elective.
Hmm.
So on a management degree, in theory, had you been here like now, you would have the because micro credentials weren't offered back then.
Hmm.
Um, but for management majors starting now, they could choose one of those 6 micro credentials, which would be taken as electives. But then they could
Okay.
still minor in something. You could still
That was gonna be
minor.
my next. That was gonna be my next question. As far as majors and minors and micro credentials now, like how does that all mix together? You know?
Yeah, it's going to be up to the student. The degree itself is 120 credits. The minors add an additional up to 18 credits. Whether or not the student wants that extra coursework, whether or not they have the funding for the extra tuition, because it adds more to their degree,
Yeah.
whether or not they have the time. Honestly, um, sometimes minors are added. They don't come in right away wanting a minor. It's something that during the 2 years or so that they're here, they decide
It
they
happened to
want a
me.
minor, but then they want to graduate. And so it's like, I don't want to pursue this minor anymore because it's going to add another semester. So that's how come the minors kind of sort of drop off at times, either for
Yeah.
funding, time, or they just change their mind. They don't want it. Whereas micro credentials are just built in, you just take them in lieu of a random elective.
Mhm.
So
No,
I
for
That's
hope
sure.
that answers your
great
question.
information.
No, it absolutely did, and then it added some, just like the situation earlier. You know what I mean? So that's all great information. I did have one more question now that I think about it. Um, so like you were mentioning all that stuff about like I think it was the Central Texas Promise and things like that for, people pursuing their bachelor's. What about students who are pursuing a second bachelor's? Are they still entitled to like all those same like benefits and things like that?
That's a great question. Yes, I believe so. Now, I do have to check. I have to be honest, that's something that I may need to get some follow-up information from our financial aid department because there are certain requirements once a student already has their bachelor's that may not make them eligible for certain grants and scholarships, or even, student loans as well moving forward if they're in pursuit of another bachelor's. So the Warrior Guarantee and Bachelor's Bonus will stay in place, but we can't guarantee the Central Texas Promise because it is based on their eligibility with FAFSA. So
No,
that
for sure.
that's a really good question because we do have several students who do end up coming back to us in pursuit of a second bachelor's degree. So
Yeah.
thank you for asking that.
No, for sure. A lot of our students already have like masters in ABC, and now they're doing a whole nother path, and now they're going, for XYZ. So now they're really starting from associates, bachelors. all the way up again. So that's a common
Right.
situation. So thank you for that.
Yes, thank you for asking those great questions.
Hmm.
I'm very sure that the questions that you asked will be great help to our viewers and future students. So I
I
appreciate
think
it.
I got one more question.
Yes.
So yeah, I know you had all your lovely contact information out there. How soon should they start reaching out, or how soon could they? Can they still see you guys if they're not even applied, or like what if they haven't even started with us? Would they still be able to get an audience with you guys?
So I can answer the question as far as beginning the application process. I do feel like it's not too early. We actually have even started Transfer Central with the high school students. It's our goal that if they educate themselves early on transfer credits and what's needed for their bachelor's degree, they can make those decisions at an early age and be able to, especially with them having the opportunity to take dual credits while they're in high school, so that they
Mhm.
can make sure that they're taking the correct classes that they would need that would transfer into the degree program that they're interested in. So I guess to circle back to your question, I don't think it's ever really too early or too soon to gather information. Um, we have applications that are now open all the way to next fall, so fall 2022. So that is something to consider as far as timeline. And we always keep our application schedules available on our website so that students can be aware of kind of a timeline that would work best for them depending on when they're wanting to get admitted into the university.
Okay.
As far as meeting with an academic advisor, I would let Miss Carla answer as far as that part. When would be a good timeline to start that process and game plan from there?
Yes, students are always welcome to reach out and talk. As a matter of fact, I am talking to a student. I've spoken to her today, as a matter of fact. She's not a CTC student, she's an ACC student. She's completed 6 credits, 2 classes, and already she's reaching out to us because she knows she wants to come here and she wants to be
Nice.
sure the classes that she takes over there can be applied towards her HR degree that she's taking with us. So she just said, hey, I'm in this and that. Does it apply? And I sent her a degree audit and I go, look, they plug in right here. And then, of course, because at CTC, they take the creative arts, language philosophy,
Hmm.
those core classes. And sometimes they'll ask, are you picky about which humanities classes? No, we're not. You take any creative arts, any language philosophy and culture, any science, we're not, as long as it's a core class, and we those are
Hmm.
the kinds of questions we get and we're happy to answer
Yeah.
about that. So yeah, there's no, when the slide, when they go to the website, they're welcome to, there's a QR code, but there's a link, and it's up to them whether or not they want to email us or set up an appointment where we talk virtually, um,
Mhm.
on the phone or in person. They're welcome to email unofficial transcripts. We can do it via email. We're very flexible.
No, for sure. That's great. And I think on your guys' website too, you kind of have that like for students who are like before they even talk to you, they can kind of print off the little transfer guide or whatever, kind of lets them know what classes to be thinking about. 'Cause I use that quite often. A lot of students do transfer over there. I'm like, hey, you been on the website yet? So that's real helpful. So yeah, this has been great. Thank you guys.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Well, lastly, before I know we're coming close on time, but I just want to make sure that I make you guys aware of our open house that's coming up, Warrior Preview Day. That is November the 6th, and it's from 10 to 1 p.m. You guys, this is a great opportunity to come visit our beautiful campus. You'll have the opportunity to meet with some of our academic advisors, like Miss Carla, and you'll be able to meet with some current students as well. So they can speak with you and let you know about their personal experience attending our university. We'll also have financial aid there. So any questions regarding scholarships and grants and so forth, and funding, you can speak with them about. So again, I can't stress enough that we only have them twice a year, once in the spring spring and once in the fall. So if you can make it, we would love to see you there. So that information is displayed on the screen as well. If you have any questions for us in admissions, feel free to call or text us and the information that's provided, or send us an email at recruiting@tamuct.edu. So again, we just want to make sure that you guys have access to all of your resources, have access to us, so that way you'll be able to, just gather as much information about the university when making that transition. So thank you guys.
Awesome. And one last thing, I'm realizing I'm doing all this talking and I haven't introduced myself at all. My name is Richard Lewis. I'm an academic advisor here at Central Texas College. So the way you can reach us too, if you have some questions just like on how CTC is working with your degree, you can email us at academic.advising@ctcd.edu, or you can always set up an appointment as well. So again, thank you, ladies. I appreciate that very much. And that's all the questions and statements I have this time.
Great. Thank you.